Hello and welcome to part 18 of our ongoing code series, creating a website from scratch with Python, Django, and the Wagtail content management system. This code series has been hosted on Codebuddies.org. Codebuddies is a global community of code learners who help each other through conversations on Slack and peer-to-peer organized study groups and Hangouts. There's a lot of ways to connect with the Codebuddies community, so we'll hope to see you around. The project we're working on is built with the Python language, the Django web framework, and the Wagtail content management system. It's a renewal of the website for a nonprofit organization called Western Friend. Western Friend is the official publication of Quakers in the Pacific, North Pacific, and Intermountain yearly meetings. Those are large gatherings in the western United States. The project is open source on GitHub, and today we're going to try to finalize this task we've been working on for several sessions about adding an author model and connecting it to the magazine article model. We've got our current Wagtail site here, and we have a magazine article here. I had to reset the contents. We've only got one article on here. It's the editorial. Each issue gets an editorial titled the same as the issue. So the issue is on children, and the editorial article is also called on children. But this is okay. Also, just notice the page slug is leaving out the on. I guess that's a stop word, so I'm going to strip those out of both of these. Interesting. Okay. So what we've got so far, most everything's complete here. We're displaying the author, sometimes multiple authors. When you click an author, you're directed to a page, sort of author profile page. So on this author page, we want to show their name and related articles. So all the articles that Mary Klein has published. So let's go ahead and get the code view up here and start digging in. Just for a recap, this is our author detail model, which is view, excuse me. So it's a detail view for author model. I don't think we're going to need this get context. If my hunch is correct, I should have a property sort of on this model where we can get the articles. If we hop back over here to magazine and look at the magazine models for the magazine article, there's an authored by field that links to the author model in the author app. And the related name is articles. So I think that's the reverse lookup, sort of. When I'm at an author, I should be able to traverse this articles property and get into magazine articles, return a query set of magazine articles. Let's give that a try now. On the author detail page, I didn't have to do any wiring, just Django did all this for me. I'll comment this out just to see if I can get by without it. It automatically populated the page context with an object called author, so it's smart enough to do that. I'm new to Django, so little details like that are sort of really impressive to me. So let's see. We've done this before. If author articles count, that means if there's more than 0 returned here, then we can say for article in author articles for article, and let's just see if this works and what the string representation is. I don't recall defining that, so we might need to do that, or else since it inherits from the page, where did that go? Where's the page? Let me just see here. Control B to go to definition. So a page has title, draft, etc. And if we scroll down to the methods, init, string, so it's just going to return a title. So that's already wired up for us. So let's just go ahead and refresh this now. Okay. My mini related manager object is not iterable. Oh, okay. So this is again my being a noob to Django. So this needs to be all, which will return the query set. What did it call that? It's a manager, model manager. You can't iterate this, but I can iterate on all. Okay, good. It looks like that's gonna work. So we've got the article title. Let's go ahead and add another article and attribute it to Mary. And I should actually do this in another issue. So we'll go to the admin section. I'm just going to create a little bit of dummy content. At some point I'd like to figure out how to set up, what do they call those? Not scaffolding, but fixtures or something like that where we can generate this. Content really quickly. So let's see, the latest issue is on mixture. And previously I had it added all of these, except on mixtures not listed. There it is. So this should be published on November 1st. Oh no, this is not gonna. I still haven't fixed my browser bug. It's gonna crash if I click this. Whew. That's annoying. I don't know if it's something that I don't have any modules or plugins installed here. So maybe I'll install it from Flatpak, but let me get over here in Dolphin file browser and just go ahead and drag and drop pictures, Western friend. This is the one. So I'll just drag over here and wiggle it until that changes its bevel or paragraph, and go to this is fine. Alright, so Mary is not the primary author, she's the editor, Mary Klein. But she does write quite a lot. And what are we talking about here? History. Cruelty. Comma. Kindness. Well, let's just go ahead and publish it. Okay, so now if we go to the front page, the latest issue is on mixture. We've got one featured article. Let's just, for the sake of it, add another featured article. At some point I want to figure out a better way to select these articles. Publish. Alright, so then when we go to on mixture, this article by Mary Klein now has two articles. Okay, so yeah, I'm not really doing anything, I'm just kind of printing them all in a row. Okay, that's cool. So we've got this wired up. Now I could just write a bunch of markup here and display, you know, the teaser and things like that. But what I think we've done on the front page looks pretty good, as well as, let's see, it's not there, just the front page. So let's see if we can reuse this component and maybe spice it up just a little bit. So the home page templates, home page for each featured article. it looks like. I can reuse this. So let's call this something like, I don't know, article teaser. Or article summary. And I believe this will go in our magazine templates. Magazine, whoa, open, magazine article. Magazine article summary. Summary or teaser, or something like that. It's the little snippet. Well, summary seems okay. We'll add it. Delete all that. Ah, didn't stay open. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to take all of this, everything inside the for loop, cut that. I believe we just include it. Let's see, where have we done this before? Also on the home page, the basic. Alright, so this is going to be magazine. Magazine article summary.html. I think you can just say article equals featured article. Or let's just call it article and article. Here we go. So nothing's going to render right now until we place. Oh man, look at that. All this. Here, I guess that's all it needs. I don't know. Let's see. No. Unknown. Argument for included tag. I believe it's because I'm not quoting these, or what's going on here? Or does it have the context available to it by default? If so, that's not very explicit. Within the context of the template that includes it, so let's see if this works. That worked. This just needs to be article. So basically, yeah, this is going to render a URL to click the article on the title and render a snippet, and maybe we'll feature the magazine issue as well. Yes, I did forget to load the page URL tag from Wagtail. Just a little bit less space there. Other thing is, I don't know the context if this should be at H3 or H2. Okay, this is a bummer. Perhaps I can just use a bootstrap card, something more generic. I don't know why it's not auto-completing that. So that works on the home page. And should also work on the author detail page. Oh yeah, the context is different. In one case I'm passing in directly the article. In the other case I'm passing in, okay, this is just not going to work. Let me think for 1 second here. Well, okay, that works. So this is H1. I have to do something with my headphone cords. This is H3, so that's not going to work. Let's just see if we can do this with a bootstrap card without it looking too bad. Or I could just do something like this. Author detail. That's simple. It's kind of kludgy, but oh well. It's proper semantics. It's telling us what it is. Maybe later we'll add an author bio. Okay. So that works. that. And this I'll clean up. So that's pretty nice. All right, since we're here, there's maybe a half hour left in this Hangout. I'm actually running it. Oh, it hasn't started yet. Let's do a little bit of touch up on the. I mean, this doesn't look all that bad. Yeah, let's take a look at that. Card markup. So pretty much, I'm not going to use the headers, I'll use maybe paragraph tag, or something like that. Let's just bring this here. Starting to have a feeling that these are going to be distinct enough that when we display it on the author page and on the front page, they might have distinct markup. That's the problem. Damn it. Man, this indentation is a mess, as it's because I copied and pasted it from a website, I think. There we go. Article body can go here. Seems decent. Let me see what the model is for that. Oh, okay, it's parent. There we go. So essentially, we want the link to be this. Link text. href should be page URL for the article, get parent. It's not too bad. And here's the third place where we can use the same markup. I will figure out later, I think. How to do this to not abuse the semantics for the sake of making the font larger. It does need to appear like a header, but it's just in different contexts, and we can always guarantee it's going to be a header level 3. So that's not quite how I would like it. Okay, so what am I looking for? Instead of this, for article and articles, we want this. Let's see. Layout, content, must be content. Typography, yeah, they're kind of headings. Just anytime I accidentally hit Control S there, anytime Chrome is trying to open up a file dialog in KDE, there's something going on right there, Chromium. Okay, so then we have another problem. These are bumping up against each other. I think that's the way it's designed, so that it doesn't make any assumptions. So I believe what we'll need to do is just on this card body, put a class of margin, for example, margin bottom 1. Is that how it works? Maybe 1. Not on the body, on the card. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let me try 2. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, well, it's been a half hour, so maybe that's where we can leave it for today. I'll commit these, push, and close the issue, and we can look at putting this in a card later also. Just a little bit to delineate each of these articles. It's not overkill on the aesthetic. We don't want to put a bunch of junk on the page. So it's number 21. I'll go ahead and add this back in this for loop last. Put that comma back in there. Doesn't take too long, and I think it's just a nice touch. Let's see, so for example, there's 2 authors here. There's white space between them, and it might be enough that there's no ambiguity there. But Mary and I have already agreed to have a comma, so just to keep things kind of kosher, so to speak, I'll just do that. On the author detail, sorry, the article. Oops. It's kind of not the cleanest markup, but I have to do it that way in order to, oh, I keep putting it outside the href. Well, let me think here. Because Django's respecting this white space, man. So it just makes for a really long line. But we don't have a lot of those really long lines in our code, so. We display these in line. Let me think here. Bootstrap, what do we do? No, it's not a form element. Well, actually, yeah. Why don't I just put it as a list item? Oh, boy. I'll go with it. I'll see what Mary says. I can put it on the second row. It just takes a little less vertical space. It's a little cleaner, I think. So if you see that it has been reverted in another code session, you'll know why. So it also closes 39. Okay, I'm going to get some review on these. We have 2 pull requests open, the one that I've been working on, and we got another pull request from an outside contributor who I will go over in another, I suppose, code session, doing a code review and also reviewing with Mary. But it's really nice to have an outside contributor. So they've helped us with site maps. Again, this has been a Codebuddies Hangout live code session. There's a lot of ways to get involved with Codebuddies, and we'll hope to see you around the community. Have a great day.